As always, nobody sponsored me to do this video, and I bought every product mentioned in this video with my own money. This video is for educational purposes and is also meant to give my audience the most realistic expectations towards certain products or brands. Just because I place a certain sunscreen in the number one spot, it doesn't automatically make that sunscreen the best overall sunscreen for consumers. Ever since this hot weather came in earlier this year, I've been obsessed with finding the best waterproof and sweatproof sunscreen because every time I put on my sunscreen, it just melted off my skin. So today I'm going to talk about waterproof sunscreens that I've tried and how effective they are. Please watch this video till end to make sure you're not missing out on any important information. Without further ado, I find Beiling Mei is the best waterproof and sweatproof sunscreen. When I sprayed this sunscreen onto my face, I could feel it create a water-repelling layer. I would describe this water-repelling layer as greasy and smooth to the touch. How greasy it is depends on the product itself. I can safely say that Beiling Mei sunscreen is quite greasy, but not to the point of uncomfortable. Another thing I should note is that this sunscreen does not cause white cast. It has instant cooling effects. I think this sunscreen is chemical based because the ingredients were written in Chinese. So when I translate it via Google Translate and Yandex, I don't see any mineral UV filters. I just saw octocrylene. Beiling Mei is one of the better waterproof sunscreens, but is it worth it? No, because of these two flaws. Number one, I find that this sunscreen is more on the waste of money side of things because it is an aerosol based spray. I see that you lose more sunscreen than you get on your skin. Now pay attention to the video playback and you will understand what I meant. When I use this sunscreen as my daily sunscreen for my face and body, it only lasts for 5 days compared to other sunscreen sprays later in this video that lasts for more than 10 days when used on my face and body. Number two, the bottle is quite long. It is not suitable to carry in a small size bag, and it is quite a hassle to fit in a medium size bag.
How do you think the spray comes out of here? It tells you right there with isobutane.
I'm glad Bobby found his way out of the grocery store, and he is right that sunscreen sprays aren't great, but it's not because of the isobutane. Isobutane is pretty safe for you as long as it's not on fire and you're getting enough oxygen. It's a gas, it is not coating your lungs. The real problem with sunscreen sprays is that they're not very effective. A lot of the sunscreen droplets miss your skin, so you're not applying as much as you think. If there's any wind around, then you lose even more. So this experiment found that if you have leaves rustling, you're losing, on average, 50% of the product. The propellant is also at least a quarter, sometimes over half, of that weight on the can. That means there's only about 3 shot glasses of sunscreen in a can this big. Also, chemical sunscreens aren't toxic, the dose makes the poison, the amounts in your products are safe if you use them according to the instructions, same with mineral sunscreens. These amounts are based on safety assessments and the limits are set at less than 1/100th of an amount that toxicologists would still consider safe.
This one is on the number 2 spot because it can create a working water repelling layer on my skin. When I first used it, I found the cream's texture thick like toothpaste. And I was like, this is 2024. Why is this sunscreen texture this thick? I was wondering if they are using an older formulation or what. Anyway, when I applied the sunscreen to my face, the cream did blend in, although it took a minute to do so. But yeah, in the end, it did blend in. After that, no white cast, and I was relieved until I started applying the sunscreen onto my hands. This is when I realized that the cream refused to blend into my skin, causing white patches on my hands. For the record, I don't blame the sunscreen because the skin on my hands, especially my finger, is quite rough compared to other parts of my skin. Another interesting thing to note here is that the Sadoer SPF 60 cream version comes with niacinamide, licorice extract, yuzu extract, ascorbic acid, and PHA to help with skin lightening. This is different from the Sadoer spray version, which only contains yuzu extract. ascorbic acid, and PHA for skin lightening. Oh yeah, the cream and spray are both hybrid-based sunscreen that uses octinoxate, avobenzone, and titanium dioxide as UV filters. Would I recommend this product? No. It has one fatal flaw that I can't ignore. It stings my eyes whenever my forehead sweats, even though those sweats doesn't drip down into my eyes or go near my eyelids. So wiping that sweat with tissue won't stop the stinging sensation. I have to wash it with water and soap to relieve those uncomfortable feelings. So this is why I was wondering if this sunscreen is using an older formulation that causes the stinging sensation. Sadoer SPF 60 spray and Bioaqua SPF 60 spray are the same product because both brands came from the same manufacturer. So they both deserve the same number 3 spot. These two sunscreen sprays are my favorites even though they have the least working water repelling layer. The water repelling layer doesn't hold as strong as Beiling Mei sunscreen spray because once my forehead started to sweat, those sweats lifted off most of the sunscreen off my forehead. The funny thing is that it took me a while to figure out that I needed to layer the sunscreen at least 2 to 3 times to get the waterproofing to work correctly. Even when I used it the correct way, the waterproofing and sweatproofing were still not as good as Beiling Mei. But with all things considered, these two are my favorites for 5 reasons. Number one, they came in vape-like spray. So when you spray to your skin, the content of the sunscreen doesn't go everywhere. Number two, they are affordable. Number three, it lasts for more than 10 days when used on my face and body at least twice a day when compared to Beiling Mei and Sadoer SPF 60 cream that lasts up to 5 to 7 days. With Beiling Mei also came with 150 milliliter of volume. Number four, the bottle are small, making it easy for traveling. And number five, it doesn't sting my eyes. To be honest, between those two, I picked Sadoer SPF 60 spray sunscreen as my daily sunscreen purely for aesthetic reasons. Because Bioaqua SPF 60 spray uses paper sticker wrapping, causing it to degrade with time and lessening its visual appeal. So that is all I wanted to talk about in this video. If you find this video interesting, do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'm Amrizal04-15 signing off and see you next time.